What up, y'all? The devs dropped a roadmap for Season 2 and 2.5 called Hellfire Gala. Let's check it out. No. All right. What up, y'all? The devs dropped a Season 2 and 2.5 roadmap called the Hellfire Gala. Now, I already watched it, so I want to just go and just hit on the cool parts and the things that matter the most. So let's get into it. Emma Frost is confirmed. People have been calling it for a long time. She will be a Vanguard. I'm curious to see how tall she'll be because the Vanguards are typically pretty big characters, but I guess that's really a minor thing. And Ultron is going to be in here as well, but they didn't really talk about him. We'll see him more in Season 2.5, the halfway mark update. So before I continue, for Emma, they don't really touch on her abilities. We do get a new team up with her, though, which she's the anchor, and Magneto and Psylocke get a new ability, which I'll show here in a second. Captain America becomes an anchor for Bucky. Bucky gets a new move, which I don't know why. And then Doctor Strange becomes an anchor for Scarlet Witch, which, I mean, she needed something, so I'm hoping it's strong. And then Scarlet and Magneto team up is gone. Thor, Storm, and Captain America team up is gone, and they made some adjustments to a few other team ups, which I'll go over in a second. Before I move on to the team up stuff, they did talk about that there's new modes coming out that they're working on internally. There's no specific time on that I want to say, but they are working on new modes, how we had like the Clone Rumble, so there'll be other cool stuff down the pipeline. I personally am more a ranked guy, so we'll see. I mean, there could be modes for that too, actually, now that I think about it. All right, one more thing here. So seasons are going to be 2 months long with the new hero dropping every month. So we're going to be getting a lot of heroes. All right, so I keep saying I'm going to get to the team ups, but there's a bunch of stuff in between. I'm kind of going in the order that the video is going. They're going to add new color costumes for some heroes, giving you more customization. Not like you can really go in and do it yourself, but they're going to give you more color palettes. I think that's cool. Also, you'll be able to gift bundles, costumes to your friends, or I'm not sure if you can just gift to anyone. I think that's interesting. I think that could be good for streamers doing giveaways and stuff like that. Or I guess if you want to hook up your friend, that's also a cool way to do it. So, I mean, you know, it doesn't hurt anybody. I'm okay with it. I think it's cool. Super quick here. So they're upgrading the replay system for the matches. So if you have anything from Season 0 or Season 1, it will not come over to Season 2. So you need to record it, you know, get on your computer, get on your phone, or however you want to do it, but you need to record that stuff and keep it for yourself because it'll be gone in Season 2, which is in a few days, or April 11th, so we got like a week and some change. They're doing tournaments, which I'm cool. I'm excited to see tournaments because you kind of get to see the best of the game through tournaments. I hope one day myself to be able to do tournaments, but we'll see. But it's exciting nonetheless. A competitive scene is just going to make the game explode even more. So this is our first look at the team of Emma Frost. This one looks like it operates differently than all the other teams we've seen. The reason why I say that is because I'm not sure if both players, like the AI, I'm not sure how they're doing it, right? What button they're pushing. But Psylocke creates a clone. You can't see it because it's like in front of Emma's blocking it. And then you have Magneto's clone over here. And what you'll notice is they're aiming at Groot. And then you'll see Emma turn to the thing, and then the projections start aiming at the thing. So let's watch that really quick. So I don't know if you saw that, but Emma's camera turned, and then the clone turned, and Psylocke was no longer shooting at that point. So it sounds a little tricky. It sounds like the players, they push the button, and then the tank from there controls the projection where the damage goes, which is interesting. At first glance, I thought that the player Psylocke or Magneto controlled the projection they created, and then they move around, and now the projection shooting at whatever Psylocke's looking at or whatever Magneto's looking at. If Emma has to control it, it sounds kind of different. I'm not sure. I'll just have to see this and play with it. But at first, I thought they dropped basically like a Namor turret that they had control over, is what I thought for Focus Fire. But if Emma's controlling it, this is different. This is a 2-player team up that actually requires both people to do something. I mean, I guess you could say with Hulk and Wolverine, you have to throw Wolverine and then he's got to do the rest from there or whatever, I guess. But this seems a little bit different. So I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work, but it's interesting. I'm glad that Psylocke is kind of getting some more firepower because diving is just difficult at this time, in my opinion. But yeah, so that's the team up right there. Next up, we have Scarlet's team up here. So Doctor Strange is the anchor, and then Scarlet pushes a button, and it looks like she gets more projectiles, and it looks like it does good damage. I mean, sure, Strange is getting a hit or two in there, but it seems like, I don't know if she's stationary when she does this, or they're just not moving because they don't move. But I mean, she needs more firepower. It's every 30 seconds, so it's like, but it's welcome because she needs something. I kind of wish they would just rework her. So with Winter Soldier, he kind of has like a thing team up where like he leaps to a teammate and it creates a shockwave. So really good for anti-dive or maybe getting in. If you see someone fighting someone else, you can quickly join the fight and they can quickly 2v1. I'll show you. And he leaps in, he does a shockwave to Groot. And then they can clash into each other for some kind of AoE, which is kind of cool. I kind of like that the team ups are kind of requiring both players to kind of do something. I'm not sure about the Emma Frost one. I got to see it in action, but I kind of like this idea. It's a little different though because you're not looking at the enemy. If it does good damage, it'll be cool regardless. And then Bucky has to get close enemies to do that, so that could be risky for him. So we'll see, but I'm interested in it. Getting into more team up changes. So what's going to happen here is Psylocke is being removed from the Magic and the Magic team up with the portal. All right. Getting into more team up stuff. Psylocke is being removed from Dimensional Shortcut, so now it's just Magic and Black Panther, and that's because she's going to the Emma Frost team up. Bucky's being removed from Ammo Overload because he's in the Captain America team up. Namor is being removed from Chilling Charisma, so no more ice slowdown. However, he is going to be added to the Gamma Charge team up, so that's going to be interesting. Kind of give Hulk some more reason to play. I feel like Hulk has went down quite a bit since the nerf to the Gamma team up. It's still strong in my opinion, but I guess there's just other things people are playing right now. So just to quickly summarize what happened in this part of the video, he's talking about like just what from data, from player feedback, what top players are doing. You know, he's just talking about like some of the things they've been seeing. Things like Groot and Bucky being really strong, the Adam Warlock, Mantis, Star-Lord being really strong, and other team ups and stuff like that, or just kind of comps that have kind of been strong in the scene. And then based on that information, we're going to be going over a couple of potential, or not potential, but confirmed buffs and nerfs. All right, so right here, the dev talks about some characters that are struggling to get play or get value out while being played as, and they're going to get buffs. So here they are.
Scarlet Witch, Mr. Fantastic, Black Widow, Rocket Raccoon, and lovable Jeff the Ledge Shark.
I do not like Jeff. But anyway, I wanted him to name it because like I struggle to list things off. Like I don't have that memorized yet, so I figured it'd be easier if he just lists it off. So those guys will be seeing some buffs, and then he talks about nerfs. Just really quick, he talks about how like these things require time to make sure they deliver the right buffs and nerfs. He says tuning though, like they're not gonna like destroy the character, but really tweak it like they've been doing. They've been doing a great job, but just kind of tweaking, just kind of getting a temp check to see how things are going. So what he's saying is some of these updates take time, and you'll see some updates in season 2.0 at launch, and then halfway through 2.5 when Ultron drops. Okay, so Penny was just on the screen, but Penny will be getting a buff. I kind of like her as a character. I don't play her at all because she's hard to play without a main tank. I don't think she'll ever be good enough to be a main tank unless they gave her like 2,000 HP. But I'm looking forward to seeing what buffs they have in mind. Hopefully it's not a flat numbers thing and maybe they add like a new ability or something. They might tweak. They simply might tweak her numbers though. Captain America is getting a buff through the team up, so like he's not really getting a buff at all. But I mean, you know what I mean? He's getting the anchor buff. Doctor Strange, who was once the golden child of the game, is getting a slight nerf, but they're taking away his raw, like his DPS, but they're replacing it with some survivability. So maybe they give him more shields, maybe they give him a little bit more HP. Maybe they reduce the cooldown on his flight. We don't know, but he's going to be getting tweaked. So I wouldn't say it's a complete nerf.
Power,
they're going to make him a little more defensive.
Survivability.
So he talked about Scarlet Witch and Bucky a moment ago. Really just that they're getting team ups, giving him another way to do damage. Moon Knight is going to be getting a buff, which I welcome that. I feel like he would need to be reworked to really be strong because he pretty much falls over to any DPS in a 1v1 as long as they know how to deal with his Ankh. And then Mr. Fantastic will be getting a buff. I kind of hope they just make him a tank. I think that would be nice. I don't know what they could do with him to not make him overwhelming, because when he goes into his, expanded form, he's 600 HP. He's a legit tank, and he hits fairly hard, and he's hard to get away from if you're not a super mobile dive character. So it's like I'm kind of curious what they have in mind for him, but we'll see. But I welcome him getting a buff because I'm tired of people picking him and throwing my matches. This is huge. I know Rocket players are rejoicing right now. I feel like if they don't hold R2 though, their primary fire to shoot actual people, they're probably not going to see a big difference. But I am curious to see what kind of utility they give Rocket to make him a more viable pick to where he doesn't feel like he's throwing. So hopefully people will at least see this and acknowledge that Rocket isn't as good as they think he is, because the devs think he needs some work. Also, Loki and Warlock are going to be getting a nerf. I think it's interesting that Warlock is getting a nerf. I know in Eternity Plus, a lot of people play Warlock. I am in Celestial 2 right now, and I almost never see Warlock. I've seen him a few times, and he's never greatly swung the game or stalled it. Loki has 100% stall games. Him having his region domain and then being able to copy an ult right after that and use it has definitely made fights a lot harder to win. So I kind of understand the Loki adjustment. If anything, they probably just need to increase how long it takes for him to get his ult. Increase it from 3,400 to 4,000, and maybe that'll be good, or 4,200. And I think that would be a good starting point, but we'll see what they have in mind for those two. I feel like Adam Warlock didn't need to be touched, but I don't play at Eternity level, so I don't know how impressive that is to have the Soul Bond, Star-Lord, and Mantis and Warlock coming back. I don't know how impressive that is myself. All right, so we have some ranked news, and you will be going down 9 ranks from wherever you are at the end of your highest in season 1.5. So if, for example, you are Diamond 3, which is the example he's giving, every a full rank is 3 minus 3 from wherever you're at. So Diamond 3 down to Platinum 3 would be 3 ranks. So then you go down to Gold 3, that's 6 ranks. Another 3, which is the total of 9 he's talking about, and that puts you back at Silver 3. So everyone's gonna be going back quite a bit. I kind of welcome that, and then hopefully they'll have some better matchmaking in place to make it harder to climb. He does go on later to talk about how your individual performance will have a bigger impact on your matches, because there's like a combination of your individual performance and the team outcome. Those two make up your score. So hopefully, for people who are getting carried, they'll get a lot less. But if you have a bad game and you did everything you could, you don't lose as much either. So hopefully that'll help keep people at the appropriate ranks in the future. So in this season, they're talking about adding Hellfire Gala. I think this might be one thing out of the whole update that I actually don't like, because they're taking out 2 maps and putting Hellfire in. So these 2 right here disappear. I'm hoping that there's another map or something that they add with 2.5, because only rotating through 4 maps, man, I don't like that. 2 convoys, 2 domination. I feel like I need more variety. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe I'm misunderstanding something, but that I am not feeling that. I feel like there's not enough as it is, but I guess we'll see when we get there. So I missed this when I initially watched it. I missed a few things low key. So you now need to be at minimum level 15 to enter competitive. Hopefully, I feel like if you're going to make an alt account, you're going to make an alt account. You're going to spend a little bit more time leveling up. But maybe if you're new to the game, you won't jump in too early and mess up other people's games. There are a lot of people who smurf and make new accounts and stuff. I do not do that. But I kind of welcome this change. A big change here is that pick and ban is being added to Gold 3. I welcome that. I feel like maybe at Bronze and Silver, you probably don't know the game well enough to accurately do that, I guess. I wouldn't mind if it was at all levels of play, but hey, at least I heard feedback and extended it to Gold and Platinum. So that's huge. I've been in Diamond Plus since the game came out, honestly. So for me, that's nothing new. But hey, that's awesome for Gold and Platinum players. So a huge change coming for Eternity, one above all players. If you're in that rank, you can only dual queue. I think you could 4-stack and 6-stacks, which might have made it hard for people who are solo queuing. I think Overwatch has a similar thing. For me, I pretty much only play with one other person if I'm not solo. So it's not that big a deal, but sometimes I do have a buddy that I would like to play with. So that is kind of unfortunate that we won't be able to 3-stack. But overall, I think maybe just banning 4 and up would have been ideal. They could change that. But we'll see. I haven't even got there yet. So, yeah, I think that's a big change for those, because I feel like there's a lot of stacking that happens at Eternity and above. All right, and last but not least, we have the rank distribution map here, or graphic. So a lot of people were talking about how Grandmaster is where a lot of players were at. I guess I'm not sure when they took this though, so that kind of plays a factor. I'm assuming that this is as recent as possible, but a lot of people thought that Grandmaster had 80,000 players, which it could still have 80K players in there. But it looks like the majority of the player base is in gold, silver, and platinum, even diamond. It's kind of evenly distributed there. But then there is a big drop off between diamond, Grandmaster, Celestial, and Eternity One above all. So interesting information there. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. A lot of good news here. I mean, the only thing I'm not a fan of was the map rotation, but everything else I'm excited for. Hit that sub button if you want to see more content like this, more Marvel Rivals stuff. Hit the like video, comment what you're excited for, what you didn't like. Y'all stay safe out there. I'm about to hop off and go play. Trying to hit Eternity today. I'm Celestial 2, and I've been doing really well. And hopefully that keeps going, and y'all have a good weekend. If you're, because it's Thursday going into Friday for me. See ya.